welcome back, and we're going to get into the instant match reaction to Minnesota United 6, New Mexico United 1. This was the quarterfinals of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, um, and we put out a very strong lineup for today. I thought there would be a lot more rotation, actually, but we started out very, very slow. It was a weird game. There'd be about 5 minutes where we just wouldn't play very well, and there'd be times where 5-10 minutes where we'd play absolutely outstanding. Thought we gave away the ball a bit too easily at sometimes when we were up. Um, but I thought we didn't continue the game plan once we were up. We started kind of get a little bit more showboaty and kind of keep wanting more goals and goals and goals, which is fine, but I feel like we'd give the ball away quicker to them and cheaply, very cheaply at times when we didn't need to give the ball away and we could reset or find a different pass, not force it so much. But that was just what I noticed. There was times we played very lackadaisical, and that was for the first 7 minutes. We came out looking really lackadaisical, and they actually get a really good goal. New Mexico United off a corner. They kind of were able to take it and pass it around and it finally gets to the top of the box, and they just let it go, and it goes in the bottom left corner, and it was a really, really good goal. And shout out to the New Mexico fans who flew out, and they by far were the biggest group of fans that had came to Allianz this year. They were loud. Had flags, and they were chanting, and they had just a little section in the corner, and it was well done by the fans over there. But their 1-0 lead was short-lived, as it kind of gave a spark to the Loons, as we were started out very lackadaisical, like I said, and we actually get a goal by Angelo Rodriguez off his head, and it was a beautiful ball from Hassani Dotson. Yet he acts like he's gonna put a out-swinging ball in and then cuts it back behind him. Nice little bit of skill there, and he puts an in-swinger into Angelo, who gets his head onto it and puts it just in heads it down and gets it into the net. And it was a really good goal to tie the game, and it only took about 3 minutes after their goal in the 7th minute to tie it. And after that, you could tell that we had waken up, and we had come out and we were ready to play the rest of the 90 minutes. And then we get a nice breakaway with Angelo Rodriguez taking a shot, and some poor defending by New Mexico United not to pick up Darwin on the rebound. But Angelo's shot gets saved, and it was a really good save by the goalie. But Darwin's there to clean it up and go up 2-1. And at that point, it felt real good to, after having the lower league side take the lead, and now being up 2-1, it was a huge momentum builder, and we started to play a lot better. Yeah, there were spells where we were giving the ball away cheaply, but nothing where it would hinder our defensive strategy, and they wouldn't get any opportunities really from it. More started happening towards the end when we were up by a couple goals, giving the ball a little bit more cheaply away. But then that goal was in the 16th minute by Darwin, and the assist obviously was from Angelo. And we go into around the 18th minute. Angelo Rodriguez gets another goal, and it was a great ball from Jan Greg Goose to put him through, and he puts it, he slots it through, and go up 3-1. And at that point, it felt like the floodgates had opened up, and we were playing a lot better. And the New Mexico fans still, I felt like they believed, but literally right after that, Jan Greg Goose gets a goal. And it was a great free kick. We had a free kick outside the box, and it's a low ball to the lower right side of the net, and he just curls it in the bottom, and it was a really good free kick, and it was awesome to see live because everyone loves a good free kick goal. But then we go 4-1, and it was really like the floodgates is shattered open. But um, going into the 45th minute, Angelo gets that all important hat trick. And yeah, it was his first hat trick for the club, and people have been really critical of Angelo since he was replacing a fan favorite in Christian Ramirez. But I really feel like Angelo fits our system more with his um, build up play and his hold up play. I feel like he does a lot better job than Ramirez had ever done for us. Yes, we have better players around than Christian had. I feel like Christian is a better finisher than Angelo, but Angelo's finding some goals now, and he's kind of getting in the swing of things. Yes, it's against New Mexico United, but a goal is a goal, and you only can beat what's in front of you. So um, Angelo's been scoring, and everyone's been scoring, and I saw some stat we had like 23 or 26 goals in the last however many games, 5 or something, and our offense has been really clicking recently. But at halftime, they made a couple subs, and it was obviously going to happen. They were down. At that point, it was 5-1 at halftime. So as comfortable as that felt, there was times where we were giving the ball away, but um, we played really well. And the best part is no one picked up any yellow cards for yellow card accumulation or any of that, or red cards or anything to get suspended for the next round. Who we're going to be playing LAFC or Portland, who are playing right now as I'm recording this. Really hoping for Portland because I do not want to go play or have LA come here, and they're flying right now. And speaking of Christian Ramirez, he would definitely start against us, and I just know he'd score a couple goals against us. I just feel it. Feel like every time old players come back, they score at least. For some of the clubs I follow, but anyway. And then it was great to see Miguel get a goal at the end of the game to put it 6-1. And yeah, and that was just in the 62nd minute. And then Toy comes in shortly after that to sub off for Angelo. Miller came in for Gasper the 64th minute right after that too. So after that, we made a couple subs, giving Gasper some rest as Montier might be out for another week as they play Tanzania tomorrow to see if they move on to the next round against Senegal in the AFCON. But Miller came in for Gasper, and Miller did what Miller does, plays defense a little bit. He got caught out a couple times. Not our best defender. He had a good couple games early in the season, but yeah, he came in, played well, got some game time, and Toy played pretty well towards the end of the game when he came in for Angelo. And Finley also came on at the end for Darwin on the 73rd minute. Darwin gets some rest, and Finley comes on and gets a little bit of action. But I was glad we took it seriously and move on to the next round, and now we're in the semifinals. So I have a really, really big chance that we could win this cup and qualify for CONCACAF Champions League, which would be really cool to be in next year. Playing in a group stage match against some teams around other CONCACAF. Maybe if we make the knockout stages, most MLS teams don't do very good in the knockout stages. If they do make it or get out of their group or whatever, just scheduling and stuff like that, and our salaries for American leagues to keep everything fair. Just the Mexican teams are able to overspend and rotate better, I feel like. But it'd be cool to maybe give it a go next year, see what it's all about. Because, if you do win the CONCACAF Champions League, you qualify for the FIFA Club World Cup, which would be a huge stage. But one step at a time, hopefully we can get this cup. But on to the next one. And as always, a nice 6-1 win, comfortable. Little strange game, like I said. A couple spells where we were giving the ball cheaply. But nonetheless, 6-1 win and a great game. Get a bunch of guys on the score sheet. And as always, come on, you Loons.